I want to introduce the new series of Showcase. We're showcasing ALC and top producers with The Office, and of course, you're one of the first people that came to light there. For those listening and watching, my name's Jay Peet. I am the team leader and CEO of Keller Realty for San Luis Obispo County. I'm talking with Paul Swack, who is you were the rising star last year for the California Association of Realtors, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, a huge accolade there. He's also an ALC member, and for those that don't know what ALC is, it stands for Associate Leadership Council. You need to be within the company's top 20 in production, and you also need to be a cultural fit. Not everybody who's in production is invited to be on the ALC, so it's really an honor to be a member of. The ALC meets once a month. We go over the financials of the company. Any of the big decisions that are made, the ALC has a hand in. Where are we going to stay or move when our lease is up? What do team policies look like? Those things are really important. We don't have a whole lot of voting that happens on a regular basis, but when we do, we want to make sure that the associate body has a voice, and that's what the ALC is, a democracy, if you will. That being said, Paul, tell us a little bit about you, about your company, and what your team looks like, if you don't mind.
So, a little bit about me. I'm newer. I've been in the business now for just at 3 years.
3 years, okay.
And before that, I was in the restaurant business for 10. Before that, graduated college, was a college athlete, played baseball in Virginia, came back to Shell Beach literally the day after I graduated, and thought that pizza and beer was the outcome to success of what I wanted to have.
Of course it is, right? Pizza and beer right out of college.
And 10 years later, I really found out that not only was it a big challenge, but I was a couple $100,000 in debt and was always interested in real estate. My family was in real estate. I watched it from afar, but never jumped into it. And so in 2011, I decided to get into real estate and got my license in 2017. So I didn't touch it for 6 years.
Sure, that's a long ramp-up period.
That was my studying period. It took me 6 years. So I got my books in 2011, ended up going and actually refocusing that energy in 2017 and got licensed. So from there, really got into wanting to be on the commercial side of real estate. Joined a local brokerage that was only doing commercial. Mm-hmm. And from there, I realized that the residential side and that relationship with people was way more interesting and something that I didn't think I would like that I ended up really loving. And so I transitioned my business from commercial 100% to get into the residential side about 6 months after I was licensed.
Okay.
And so towards the end of 2017, I kind of made a shift from getting out of commercial and getting into residential. And through that first year, was lucky enough to have some good success and get things going and learn a lot. And my brokers at the time were great to help me kind of have a transition from that commercial to the residential side of it. The following year, I ended up hiring Megan Smith as my first employee, who was an assistant, who is now licensed and working as an agent as well, and decided to build a team. We got an office here in Shell Beach. There's 7 of us that are working in here now. We have a great energy about everybody. It's a handful of newer agents, which I love. It's kind of like we're all working and learning and going through all of the ups and downs of marketing and just everything to do with what we all deal with on a day-to-day basis of real estate, but we're doing it together as a team. It's super fun. I love the people. The biggest thing for me that I think has been like something where my heart would be involved is that we do everything we can to really service the client. So we've tried to just take more and more and more of what else can we do, what other things can we do to put the house in the best position to sell. So all of our marketing comes back to what can we do to really stand out for our client and put them in the best position and get them to want to use us forever. And so that's a little bit about me and where we're at today. And the future for us looks like, being a part of what we have with you and everything with Keller Williams and the leadership and trying to develop our team to just continue to be really successful and a pillar in the community. We really do a lot of stuff for our community and want to do more of that and continue to give back with our success as well.
Got it. Well, I've witnessed some really unique leadership, a really unique leadership style in what you bring to the table as that collegiate coach. You really are a true coach to your team, which is something a lot different than I see in some of the other team structures as far as how they're run and the way business is done. But I do really like your belief system in providing to the client, to the consumer, creating that relationship that lasts. This is a relationship business.
Totally.
It is,
Yeah.
without question. And, it goes to say that, you're doing something right because of the volume that you're doing. What was your unit count last year?
It was just under 19 million in sales. I don't remember the count. I think it was like 24 or something like that.
Okay.
26.
What is your goal this year?
So our team goal was to be as close to 100 as we can have as far as units go.
Okay.
Average price in our area, is probably roughly around 700,000. So there, between the 7 agents of us, that was a goal of what everybody else wanted to do in connection with what my goals are.
Sure.
So we all work as independent agents as a team. So we kind of focus on what everybody wants and then put all those numbers together. So the goal's 100. The goal's going to be 100 for us for a couple years. So what we do is, even if we're not on track of that goal today, our mindset is based on today is the first day of that year.
Okay.
So my goal for 2020 starts every single day, and it's going to roll into 2021. So everything that we do for marketing or our mindset or our energy is all coming back to today. So for 100 deals and what we have going on and the energy and action that we need to have is from day one, meaning today, has nothing to do with what's happened since January 1st. And we focus on that mindset moving forward every day.
Got it. Well, that's inspiring because you're not looking back. No, you're not going that way.
No,
right? You're going this way.
We've come to realize that if we schedule our small disciplines of what we can do today and tomorrow, then eventually that helps you get to where your goal is. And so as we continue to just line those things up and have all the things that we need in place to get to our goals, that when we focus on having the present at stake where we're doing that today, moving forward, it allows us to keep our eye on the goal without ever thinking that there's another, we're missing it or we're not there or whatever else that looks like.
Sure. So do you take into consideration then, you're not looking at the past as far as how close you've come to the goal. I know a lot of people, they set a goal for, for an example, we set a goal for 10 and I hit 10 when we're 10 months into the year and they just drop off. They stop all their production the last 2 months of the year.
Correct.
And that can happen, but it sounds like the way you structure your business, every day is day one, and that energy and focus is like New Year's Eve. How many New Year's resolutions do you set?
Exactly.
Right? Every day is New Year's Day, and you're off with the new resolution.
Yep. So we eliminated all of those distractions in my mind of what they can be. So then that way, as a business owner, I will look at every quarter and look at P&Ls and look at 12 months, and I do all that, but it has nothing to do with my daily activity, my mindset, and my production.
Sure.
So I separate the two out very drastically to be able to know where my business is, look back on the 3 months, 90-day plans, have your 12 months, file your taxes, but that's in the past. I don't care, and I focus on what I'm doing today to get to where we're going.
Got it. Micro focus on. I love the analogy of being able to focus on the things that are important.
Correct.
There's a little story of you jump in a plane, right, and say we're going from California to Hawaii. And you point the plane towards Hawaii, and if you go back and the pilot points the plane and goes back to where the travelers are and hangs out because you guys are having such a great time, is the plane going to make it? Probably not. You're gonna fall in the ocean. And subsequently, if he goes back every hour and makes an adjustment, you'll get closer, but you probably aren't going to make it. And the reality is, a plane has autopilot, which makes micro adjustments on the path, hundreds of thousands of them, all the way to Hawaii. And that's kind of sounds like what you're doing with your business. Every day, you're dialing into making the little adjustments, holding onto the mindset, and you'll end up hitting your goal without even looking at the island.
Correct. And so by doing that, I think it helps all of us also, because nobody has, well, what have I done in the last 30 days? Maybe, someone else is doing a little bit more business, or, any of the competition stays within what we're doing as a team and moving forward. And so we really just focus on that. What are your daily activities that are allowing us to show more property, have some listing presentations, help the client, and just keep that going daily? And then we because I think we have that mindset, it allows us to pivot at any moment on anything that changes. With COVID, everything that we focused on, obviously we had some shelter in place stuff, so we weren't in the office, but we doubled our office space, we tripled our marketing, we looked at all the different ways that we could help do more for the community, even though it was really hard with you're kind of handcuffed during that time. But it was that mindset of what can we do moving forward to not only stay with our goal, but part of our goal to take care of our clients and the community. It all lined in together to just help us always stay moving forward.
Awesome. Forging a new path.
Yeah.
You got to be able to pivot and move, right? On the balls of your feet, make it happen.
I agree.
Wow. That's great stuff. So I have a final question for you, and that is, you're in a place now. You've only been licensed 3 years, right? So this is, in 3 years the market's been doing this, and now we've got this speed bump. So you've seen a little bit of a correction. What advice would you give yourself today with what if you were 3 years ago when you first got in the business?
The helpful hints that I would tell myself would be that I think as a business owner, which every independent real estate agent is, you have to totally be in line with what are your goals and what are you trying to achieve. You can't compare yourself to anybody else that does real estate. You have to take it within of what you want to achieve. So if I said I want to be able to, get out of debt and sell 25 homes, and my expectation was in line to make, a few $100,000, that's a huge amount of money that is hard to do. My work ethic, my marketing, and my understanding of how to increase my knowledge of the industry would have to be in line with my goal. So what I would tell myself is, based on what you're wanting, are you in line with your goals, with your marketing and understanding what you need to know? So in my personal opinion, I think as a real estate agent, you're really a marketing company. You're a marketing company first that sells real estate. The catch to that is that you have to be really, really good at the real estate side. So do you know the contracts? Do you understand all the things that are going to come with, showing property and what you're looking for? And if you don't, spend the time on learning that. Go around other agents, work with your broker, figure out all those little details so that you can be really good at the real estate side, but understanding that it's a funnel of what your marketing needs to be to just get you to show property and have listing presentations. And those daily disciplines of what you're going to do are the answer. So you can't sell houses without showing property and doing listing presentations. At least I haven't found a way to do that. So if your marketing is something that is funneling into showing property or listing presentations, and you have all of those steps in place, and you're just doing a few things a day to help those things stay in line, you're going to get the results. And then based on what you're wanting, those presentations need to be in place with what your goals are. And that was ultimately all I did. That was my entire focus was, am I matching in my work ethic and my marketing and trying to learn what I'm trying to gain on the outcome of it? So I don't focus on commission. I don't think about the outcome. I focus on what my daily activities are based on what I want at that end of that 12-month period. Sure. And then focus on it each and every day.
That's the key. Focus on the daily activities.
Yeah.
If you're listening and you don't have your yearly goal, there's a great tool that we've got at Keller Williams called the 135, or it's called the GPS. It's your one goal, the 3 priorities, and the 5 strategies to get there. And it's a great tool to do just that.
We've done it together.
Yeah, and it's a great way to start.
Yep.
Because if you don't know where you want to end up, you have no roadmap to get there.
Correct.
It's a literal roadmap, GPS, right?
Yep.
Goals, priorities, and systems to get there. So.
And to add to that, whenever we did that as a team with you, the reason that we came to the 100 deals a year was based on what everybody in the team's goals were. That allowed everybody to have everything that they want to achieve. So everybody that might not have the same exact, outcome of what they want, but as a total, it added up to that. So the reason that we're using that as a focus every single day moving forward is because as long as we're still focused on that every day and everybody has what they're wanting, and our activities are proving that, then at the end of the day or the end of the year or the end of 2 years, we're all gaining hopefully what it is that we're looking for.
Sure. Wow. And you guys, you're on the path. I mean, you're doing the right things. It's
Yeah.
evident in the things that you do. It's evident in the energy that your team puts forward. And it's exciting. I'm glad to be honored to be in business with you, Paul.
Me too.
I want to
It's
thank
fun.
you for taking the time to be here and take time out of your busy day. I know you've got an appointment just around the corner.
We do.
So we're going to get you out of here. And thanks again.
Thank you. Look
It's been a
forward
pleasure.
to it. Alrighty.